Good evening and welcome to Waverley Synthetic, where we have a 6-a-side tie over 35s. Cracking team Yeasts, that's Yeasts, and they're mostly Brazilian, or all Brazilian. I've just had to run across the field. I'm a little out of breath, and I've spoken to them, and in red and their white shorts and white socks are the Glebe Gorillas, a mixture of the A and the B team, and Brian from the A team on the ball, playing it back to Swanee, who's also on the A team. Mauro was on the B team by choice. He was good enough to be on the A. He wanted to play with the South American guys, and that's why he was on the B team. And we also have Berto, who is up front, fresh back from holidays as he always is, and trying to intercept in the middle. And it does fall to Berto. Half a chance for the Gorillas. Cleared out, and referee to make a decision. That decision is a corner. Chris is in goals for the Gorillas. If that ball comes in, Brian couldn't get near it, and trying to break out here are Yeasts, and they'll be showing all the tricks, absolutely, and Brian will be letting them know and to be very, very tight on them. And Mauro was tight there and did win a kick in, and number 23, he was trying to get back there. That's MJ, who's playing up front for Yeasts. Straight in with a challenge there. MJ, a solid one on Berto. You're not on holidays anymore. The striker, the number 27 for the Gorillas. Brian takes a good touch forward. He's always looking to play forward, trying to link up with Berto. Berto does well, maintains possession, tries to take on more, and referee said you didn't really have an advantage there. You'll have a free kick, and Berto will take that one. He was making the Brazilians fall around the place. It was like Rio de Janeiro during Carnival at 4 o'clock in the morning there, the midfielders for Yeasts. They have a wall ready here. Berto hits it off that wall. Clear back to Swanee, who's had a class season for the Gorilla 35s. They play Friday night, and into Berto again. He's under a bit of pressure and comes to Steve. Nice turn to Steve, back to Swanee. He's in the holding position for the Gorillas, trying to take on MJ. Brian uses his body brilliantly, and Topo's right in for a shot from Mauro. Well saved by the keeper. That's Gabriel in goals for Yeasts. Gigi trying to play out back to Gabriel. Trying to break forward, getting out in possession here, and intercepted straight away by Mauro to Berto, and he's got Mauro overlapping, but he plays it to Steve, and Steve puts it in the back of the net. Steve Brannigan with the first goal for the Gorillas. Excellent play by Berto, and Mauro was the distraction. Didn't come to him. Defenders thought it would, and Gorillas are on form tonight. They've been on form the last couple of games with a win and a draw. They're fourth in the table, and Yeasts, I believe, are third from bottom, or fifth. That's probably close enough. It's an 8-team tournament as far as I know. Shot comes in, goes wide, and that's the first instance for Chris in goals. He's the big keeper to deal with, and he's going to disperse it from his hands. Different 6-a-side places have different rules, and that's a chance here, trying to play it in. Yeasts laying it back up. Gigi switches it across. The Swanee needs to get there quickly, and does. Chance for Yeasts just outside the post, and they're trying to respond quickly, and Gorillas do need to know. They should know. I've said it to them enough times that when you do score, it's the 2 minutes afterwards that you're most vulnerable, and to put in tackles and not give the other team chances. Berto was in Vietnam a week or two ago. Still Berto. Flew to Japan. He flew through to Vietnam, and he flew through the defence there. Couldn't link up though with Steve, who put the cross back post. Will be a goal kick for Gabriel. Warming up here is Guillermo, or DJ, or Will as they call him, the number 8 for the Gorillas. A quality defender who loves to talk the game, and he does coach kids as well. He knows all the drills when it comes to training. He is a quality player and a gentleman as well. I met him on this field many moons ago.
Especially like in the first one.
Yeasts change it over to the right hand side to Gigi. Plays it first time. You could see what the big man number 5 was trying to do. Couldn't link up on the left hand side though. think it was Mike who is near us there. I think it was Ronaldo, the number 16 on the far side. I'll have to see when he turns.
And then while you actually see something, you actually I remember seeing you and realizing you crossed it. That's
Easy pass out tomorrow. Looking to switch in, and Swanee was making that run, and he did stop for a half a second, and that's the difference. Ball comes flying onto the pitch here. There are no boundary nets at this Sixers side. They do have them in some places. It does make the difference of getting balls back and increasing the speed of play. Back to Gabriel, looking to find feet in the middle. Comes back, Mike, who's playing in the midfield, gets onto him, trying to turn Berto 1-2, and a finish in there from Mauro, and it's 2-0 to the Glebe Gorillas. DJ still warming up, looking to come on, but the boys have done brilliantly, and that link-up play from Berto, and Gorillas not switched on here, and Yeasts have a 3v3 situation trying to break it. Comes off a head, no, shout for a hand there. Comes off Brian's hand. I was seeing into the future a little bit, and at least play stopped from a vantage point of the Gorillas. Ball was moving, referee allows it to play on, that's good. Gigi plays it back to Gabriel, he's looking for options. Good tackle from Mauro. Still Mauro will have one with his left and hit off his right and got no power on it in the end. Brian had to win that challenge and did. Steve doesn't win that one. Gigi plays it into feet to Rodrigo looking for options. Rodrigo. Chance for Gigi to Rodrigo. Rodrigo hits it, Chris saves, and Brian clears it out towards Berto. Looking to turn under a lot of pressure, and good challenge there. It really was by Mike. He's calling for that ball. I can understand his point of view, and Mauro's making a slow run forward and just turns back, and Berto gives him that kick in from the side, an indirect one. Berto's under a bit of pressure, finds his keeper, Chris. Chris hits it straight at the striker, doesn't pick it up, and keeps play going forward straight into Brian. Brian's got time and he's taking those yards. Brian plays it to Berto. Berto, shot near post, saved by Gabriel with his foot. This video is sponsored by Awakewater, the finest water in New South Wales. As Steve is looking to put this corner in, over hits it. Brian will try and get on it, keeps it in brilliantly. O'Rourke, excellent play. Finds Steve, who made his way from the corner to the back post and hit it with his right foot wide. You might have think any contact with his left foot, and that would have been 3-0 to the Glebe Gorillas. It is 2-0 here at Waverley Synthetic, and referee did blow a whistle. I think he has called it. He's not blowing the whistle. He's now given a goal kick. I think he was slightly looking at something else there for a second, and there are multiple pitches and multiple whistles going on at multiple times here. Players need to focus. Nice ball again from O'Rourke. He's really on fire, and Steve just couldn't keep that in play, but it's impressive by O'Rourke. Swanee getting back and doing that cover on the left hand side. Brian picking up Mike. Ball down the line towards Rod, and Swanee heads it over into Brian. Nice ball in the middle, slightly over, hits it straight over to Steve. Steve will have a kick in on the far side. Brian is an option. Berto's peeling off back post. Played not to Mauro, towards Mauro, and intercepted. Back to Gabriel. He's looking to play out into Gigi's feet. They are switching their positions really well, and Mike plays an attempted 1-2 there in the middle, and Brian has to win that challenge. It was Mauro actually who did. Rodrigo played it nicely, and Mauro got back excellently. You don't often see that from the South American. You really don't. The physicality, the drive to get back. It's usually he's a winger getting forward. Absolutely class from Mauro Enriquez. Steve coming off and Will coming on. Loose touch finds Swanee. Breaking forward. 3v3 situation. Still Swanee looking to link up. Cleared out by Rodrigo, and referee says it's a corner. There were shouts from the Yeasts boys saying, no ref, that should have been our ball. Giovanni has come on, the number 3 as well, and he's centre back at the moment. Just getting a ball here, and referee is holding up play. Not sure exactly why he wants to see the ball. Oh, he's given the free kick in the end. They've talked their way into getting the free kick there. Yeasts looked like he had given a corner. They are on the attack now, and a chance would have been extremely controversial had MJ put that in the back of the net. Everyone was waiting for the corner. The Gorillas were out of position and not switched on as a result, and it did look like the referee had called that as a corner in the first instance. Chris rolls it out. Switch to DJ from Brian. DJ to Brian. Links up with Berto, who's gotten in front brilliantly. Giovanni's trying to hold him, but it's still Berto. Hits it and scores! Alberto Arcos on the score sheet for the Glebe Gorillas. He set up a couple. 3-0 for the Glebe Gorillas. He's looking to break it. Mario, I think, who's come on, the number 17. Played with him in the Viking Challenge. He played under the name Glebe Gorillas. Lovely ball from Mauro back. Dummies again. It's gorgeous from the Gorillas until Gabriel gets in it. A lot of pressure from the Gorillas. They're hungry tonight. They really, really are. Mauro makes it 4. Absolutely class. The hard work was absolutely brilliant, and the Gorillas are 4-0 up here against Yeasts. Lovely play from Mauro. It really, really was. The dummy, the pass outside. It was absolutely class. You'll enjoy watching this on Podge's punditry later on tonight, or maybe tomorrow when we upload it after a bit of editing. Mario looking to break through and switched outside to Mario, actually. Yeasts are confident on the ball. They've got 2 teams in this tournament. Mike, all hands there from Mario. Is a physical player. Rodrigo squares it in where he could have had a shot, and it just rebounds off Mario, and the Gorillas are on the break again. They won't mind being 4-0 up and playing on the counter-attack and making Yeasts work. If they get back well, Yeasts, they've got 4 back, and almost everyone back, actually. Oh, he's finished it. I thought it was going over the way the keeper dived there, and I was looking at Mario, who had stayed up, and he comes in for a hug with Brian O'Rourke in the middle from long range. DJ makes it 5 to the Glebe Gorillas. Mario on the break, and Mauro, who's played brilliantly, comes off for a well-earned break. Kilmac Civil, the sponsor of the Glebe Gorilla 35s, as Chris makes a wonderful save, and Steve comes in to pick up the pieces, links up with Berto. Yeasts back well again, but nobody on Swanee. Well done by the keeper, Gabriel. Excellent by him. He read it. Quick thinking by Swanee. Looking for a sub now, and Mauro's just come off, and he's saying, no, give me a minute, and he might just come in and sit in defence, but he's straight in for a challenge. Mauro, excellent play. Leaving a gap at the back is DJ, and Gorilla's happy enough to give away a free kick in that situation. Swanee's been up and down and busting these balls really to get on top of things here, and he's taking a well-earned break. The number 17 plays right back for the A team in the Gorillas. Mauro tries to intercept. He still should be on the bench. He's working hard as well. Effort and scores. Excellent in the back of the net. I think it is Mario. He's formerly a Glebe Gorilla, but he's on the score sheet for Yeasts. That is 5-1 to the Glebe Gorillas. We're 20-minute halves and we're just played over 15, 5 to go. Might be wrong on that. Intercepted from Brian and had to be won by DJ. And comes back to the keeper, Chris. Slowing it down a little bit as Steve ties his laces just in time. Takes it, didn't turn. Great pressure though from Mario. Played off him, will be a kick in for the Gorillas. As I was mentioning, Kilmac Civil, one of the sponsors of the Glebe Gorillas over 35s, are on the front of the kit, and AMC Realty on the back. Thank you very much to Johnny and to Wayne. Brian with a chance here, just puts it over. It was a good ball with not a lot of pace on it, and Brian got a solid head on it. Would have been in a bigger net. These are probably the biggest nets you're going to see in sixes side, and well done to Waverley for choosing nets this size. Morrow breaking in under pressure, hits one into that net, making it 6 and getting his hat-trick. 3 for Mauro Enriquez, 6 for the Glebe Gorillas. On the break here again, Rod hits one just over the top of the bar. Good effort from Rodrigo to centre mid for Yeasts. Chris rolls it out short to DJ. Oh, Mauro, what a touch. Absolutely class. The Brazilians are looking at him going, I like it, but we're still going to tackle you. Just out of play by the number 23. I think that was MJ. Looking for a ball here with a couple of minutes to go to half time. Long ball, referee was talking to Yeasts, and that long ball from DJ was a good idea. Stephen made a decent run as well, and they're still talking to the referee. He's a good ref, to be honest. I've ref with him before. Mike trying to have a shot here, intercepted, and comes off a shot or a clearance from Brian and almost into the back of the net. You'd have to say Chris would have had it covered. MJ and Mario up front for Yeasts. Long ball, Giovanni intercepts. Rod trying to turn Morrow. Rod plays it out left. Back to Gabriel. Rod on the ball again, looking for a long ball this time. It is a long ball. Not often you see Brazilians do that. They're chancing it here on this six-a-side pitch. Giovanni, no one's approaching him. There's not many home for the Gorillas. They're all upfield, and it's 3 against 1 if you include the keeper. Finished calmly and selfishly and just on half time by DJ. He had put in some good crosses earlier on. Gets his second for the Glebe Gorillas, and it's 7-1 at half time. We'll be back with the second half coming shortly. This video is sponsored by Awakewater, the finest water in New South Wales. You can purchase Awakewater at Awakewater.earth, and if you use the code football25, you'll get a free bottle on your first purchase. Your body is 70 to 90% water. Easiest diet change to make. We'll be back with the second half in just a minute. Glebe Gorillas are 7-1 up here at half time against Yeasts. They've just had their half-time team talk. They're absolutely flying it, and they do have the wind at their back as well. We will be back with the second half in a moment. You'd imagine it's going to be double figures for the Glebe Gorillas 35. back here with the second half of Waverley Synthetic, the Waverley 6-a-side comp, with Yeasts playing in their white, yellow and navy shorts. They are Brazilian, against the Glebe Gorillas in their red, mostly white shorts. And DJ just absolutely let it rip. Belts it into the tree there, and you wouldn't think they're 7-1 up. And you wouldn't think he's from Argentina with a clearance like that. I've had an influence on him, I guess. Giovanni was looking for options, and he said he had 3 up there, and it's going to be a kick in for the Gorillas. And telling the boys to mark up in Yeasts. Giovanni is their talker and looking to play it long towards DJ. A late comer, nice. That's more Argentinian, and that's more the DJ style. Can't link up with Steve. Mario turns, hits it off Mike, and it comes back to Chris, who's under a bit of pressure. Plays it to DJ. Softish pass that Swanee had to hit outside of the boot, or outside of his big toe at least. Steve thought he'd intercepted there, but it was the referee said rightly, you're 7-1 up, boys. Make sure that that's taken from the right position and not go against Yeasts too much. And Steve could have cut it across, to be honest. He didn't get a shout from O'Rourke. It was a slightly overhit ball from Berto. Gabriele throws it into Mike's feet. Back to Giovanni. He's a good baller. You'd imagine he's a futsal player as well. DJ getting back and Swanee working with him. Brian on the ball trying to link up with Berto, and it does get to Berto, and Berto steps inside. Got an option with Steve. Swanee telling him to get forward. He's only got Brian forward, and he's put in a maybe cross, maybe shot. And he looked to have a substitution with Mauro after that. Falls to Swanee. Swanee plays it into Brian. Lovely finish by O'Rourke. Absolutely class finish. I don't know if Swanee thought, yeah, he's going to score from there first time. Brilliant, brilliant finish by Brian O'Rourke. Absolutely class. The number 5 is on the score sheet, and Yeasts are breaking immediately after that. It is 8-1 to the Glebe Gorillas. Good challenge by DJ. Giovanni still in there. It's Berto actually breaking out with the ball. DJ's forward, plays it back into the middle. He did have a little bit of time. Long ball forward. It can't link up with Rodrigo. Brazilians, if I could give them any advice, would be to play like Brazilians. This long ball is coveted by Ireland and Irish people. Really not expected to see them playing these long balls. They do have ballers like Giovanni at the back, and Mauro cover anything there. Giovanni won that header, plays it into feet. At least that's one thing that's gone to feet. Nice passing by the Glebe Gorillas, and Berto's gone into a centre back position. I never ever thought I'd see that. Nice dummy from Mauro again. He's proven earlier on that it worked, and chance here and a good finish. Excellent stuff by Rodrigo to make it 8-2 at this stage. Tough totting up the score here, and it is the darkest area on the pitch of Waverley Synthetic. And is that what happens when Berto goes centre back? And maybe. Is that what happens when Mauro does another dummy and they're reading it, and Mauro's run in and he touched. Good save though by Gabriel. Giovanni looking for options. Good cross first time, and a good, almost an excellent finish. It was well connected, really was by not Rodri. I'll have to confirm that when I see him in a second. Under a lot of pressure here, Swanee was trying to turn. It was Mike who had that effort. It was a lovely cross, it really was. Mario looking for options. Played in. Intercepted by Rodrigo, and Mauro using his physicality against a bigger man. DJ is fouled there. You could hear the contact and the referee is right on top of it. DJ apologises to Mike. MJ, I should say. Back to Giovanni. Mario steps inside. He might have one. Mario has one. Keeper gets down well to save it though. Throws it to Mauro. Intercepted, and Yeasts have stepped it up here in the second half, and that's come right through to Mauro. We'll go back to the keeper, Gabriel. To Mario, he's got his head up, he's got options. Lesser options now. Rodrigo plays it to number 5, who I don't have, unfortunately. That might be Gigi, apologies, but he's let that go out of play. Good pressure from Rodri, absolutely class. And Yeasts are on the break. Rodri looking to finish, and it was all him. He intercepted it in the middle, and he continued his run. He put it in the back of the net. That is a 3, and the Yeasts haven't given up at all. This could be an absolute cracker we're about to see here at Waverley Synthetic. Gorillas do have to win. The Brazilians have stopped playing the long ball. They're playing it to feed, and Mario plays it to feed again. Gigi Rodri on the right hand side intercepted, and he gets a free kick. And they will be looking for cards here as well, the Brazilians, and referee seem to be reaching to his top pocket, bringing it back a little bit further, which would be easier for the free kick taker. Referee stepping it back 6 steps. Looks like it's going to be a direct free kick. It's indirect actually, and the shot is saved by Chris. Brian looking to clear his lines. Berto's gone back up front. Mario on his left foot. Plays it with his right to Mike. Brian worked really hard to get that, and Mauro has one from distance, and Gorillas are kind of giving him a little bit of grief. They're feeling a little bit of tension here, and Steve comes back on, and he's letting the boys know that they need to step it up, and Berto's come off for a break. Gigi on the ball. Gabriel under pressure, not really. Back to Gigi, and played in first time by DJ, and that could have been a better opportunity, but now it's a 4v3 situation. Rodri, who's been excellent for the Yeasts in the second half, trying to find a player back post. Gigi hits one in the back of the net. That is a 4. They've halved the score. I absolutely can't believe it. Yeasts are back in this game, folks. They really, really are. Gorillas saying that they need to lift it here, and Gorillas look a little bit shocked. O'Rourke has gone back, and DJ is under a lot of pressure. Chris plays it long to no one, and that's adding to the pressure. You can really feel it here. It is a little bit tense, and Yeasts have really stepped it up in the second half. Giovanni looking to come back on. Steve tries to turn, intercepted. Being a commentator, being a ball boy as well, didn't want to obviously slow it down at all. It is a good game, even though I am a Glebe Gorilla. MJ, Mike is through the middle. MJ hits one, it's off Mike and goes wide, and I think, yeah, it is a goal kick. The referee, I didn't see his arm direction, but if Yeasts get the next goal here, it's going to be an absolute cracking final half to the second half.
Closer, Michael, closer.
Chris throws it into O'Rourke, trying to turn under a lot of pressure. Mauro switches it to DJ, well intercepted by MJ. MJ plays it down the line. Gigi looking to turn. Mike takes a heavy touch, goes straight to Rodri, back to Mike. Good save by Chris. Huge save the way things were going. He's had a couple of good saves, but that was the biggest one. MJ from distance hits one. just over the bar, and they are putting attempts here in the second half, and we got the wrong half-time team talk. Whatever Yeasts said must have been absolutely different ball game there. They are a totally different team second half, and they are against a chilly breeze here at Waverley Synthetic. Thursday night football at its finest, over 35. Swanee gets turned by Rodri. Rodri looking to finish, and he finishes it near post. 8-5. They've scored 4 in the second half. Absolutely class from Yeasts. Gorillas are shocked. They absolutely are. What happens when you are so far up and Mike has an effort? You might take the foot off the gas and the other team might just give it large, but it didn't seem like that the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game. Really felt like it since then. Gorillas falling down and not defending as well as they can, and they know they can. And Berto trying to link up here, but Yeasts have scored some very good goals and they've fought hard. Great ball into Steve. Steve looking to finish. What a block off the line. If this ends up being a draw or a win for Yeasts, they'll look back at Podge's punditry and they'll be looking at that challenge. Absolutely brilliant goal line clearance to keep it at 8-5 and to keep Yeasts in this game, just 3 in it. They wanted the ball to come back. It's not coming back quick enough. We're over the halfway mark in this game. In the second half, Yeasts are marking tight. Corner comes in, Brian calls it. He either said Brian or mine, one of them is allowed. Boys looking for a ball here, Yeasts, and it is the frustrating thing when you do play 6-a-side and there aren't multiple balls that you are waiting for a good Samaritan like we just had down the line there. I think it might have been one of the Yeasts players, not a good Samaritan at all. Steve is putting the pressure on Gigi here. It comes off Steve, but keeps it in back to his keeper, Gabriel. And that's what was happening in the first half. The Gorillas were putting pressure really high up, but it seems to have changed. Mario for Yeasts did play with the Gorillas, I mentioned. Chance here for Morrow. And that is the story for the Glebe Gorillas in the second half. They just can't find the net. They didn't find it many times. They are big goals here for 6-a-side in the first half. Second half has been a different story, and again we're waiting for a football and time is ticking over here. Gabriel will be looking to take a kick out here, and referee allows that. Might be allowed to do both. It seemed to be just throw-outs previously. Berto does put it in, and the Gorillas breathe again. It is 9-5, and they were quiet, and you can hear Swanee on the side now going, keep going boys, keep going. I thought double figures was going to be an absolute must here, or a given really. Just about at 9. Chris looking to throw it long into tomorrow. Ryan stretching the play, goes to him, flicks it on and intercepted. On the break here with Mike. Still Mike on the ball, plays it back to MJ. Chance. Brian intercepts again though, an important challenge from Brian. A nice pass outside of the boot. Mauro's got a little bit of time. Still Mauro Enriquez hits one just outside the post. Was a decent run. I was expecting a step over more or two. He didn't, and the defender stayed close to him, and he had to take a quick shot with his left foot. Good pressure from the Gorillas. Mario gets the turn though. Outside of the boot, couldn't link up with Mike. Chris will just let it slow down that very little bit for the Glebe Gorillas. They are 4 goals up, but it doesn't feel like it here at Waverley Synthetic. And Yeasts are putting great pressure on again, and they have been the better team in the second half. I can just imagine what they did say at half time. It was probably, let's go win the second half, but they won it comprehensively. Giovanni plays it back to Gabriel, looking to play it long. Will sees it, calls it, turns on his left foot, plays it right footed down the line, intercepted by Mike. Berto, the Glebe Gorilla 21, is same number, puts good pressure on and receives it back. Steve is in the middle and it wasn't perfectly to Steve. Steve had made a good run back post, didn't come to him. Steve was putting the pressure on straight away. Swanee's been on the bench for a little while and Berto lets them go past him, and it's a bit of a break here for Yeasts. Rodri plays it on the right hand side, intercepted though and played down the line to DJ, who thought might turn, but he plays it outside of the boot to Berto, who's got the keeper out, turns, still Berto. Brian calls for it, might have been better to shoot, and Mauro, that's as good as a goal they'll say at this point, because that wastes valuable time in this second half. I believe we'll have between 2 and 4 minutes to play. I believe it should be 20, but they're often 18 at the 6-a-side tournaments, and this is probably a good 2 or 3 minutes of the second half, of which Yeasts have been on top of, looking for a football. This video is sponsored by Awakewater, the finest water in New South Wales. You can purchase Awakewater at Awakewater.earth. If you use the code football25, you'll be able to get a free bottle on your first purchase. The best dietary change you can make. Gabriel has had a good game. He's led in 9, but he's played very, very well. Yeasts have been brilliant in the second half, and DJ was shouting press, 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 and Mike hit the pass early, couldn't find Rodri. Brian plays it long. He's been really, really good tonight, Brian O'Rourke. Gorillas in the first half have been class. Mauro plays a ball in, a good save again by Gabriel. Goes out for a kick in from the side. Swanee still on the bench. Swanee gave a brilliant comment there, and he told me a brilliant story at the Gorillas night out. Probably a couple of weeks ago. I'll have to get him to tell it on camera one time about a curry chip in Dungannon in Northern Ireland. Swanee said, I'm coaching here, I haven't scored a goal since I've come off. Steve plays it into Berto, looking to get forward past 1.5. Still Berto again on the ball. Steve in with him, hits off the tree and goes out of play. It is a beautiful tree we're under here. It'll be nice on a sunny day, but it is a chilly night and it is dark, and it does cover some of the light on this field. Yeasts looking to break. They have been brilliant in the second half. Nice switch of play. Berto. Still Berto. Berto plays a back heel, but it went to a Brazilian, not an Argentinian. Brazilian's on the break again. MJ has an effort on goal, and you can't fault that really. Giovanni was looking for it. Brian plays it into the feet, continues his run, but it doesn't go to him. He does well enough, and has his typical shout there on the side. And we do have a change for the Gorillas with DJ going off and Swanee coming back on. Will that mean that the Gorillas are going to concede a goal straight away? According to Swanee, possibly. Chance here for Mike. Good pressure by Swanee though, and that is the end of play. It hasn't gotten to double figures for the Glebe Gorillas, but that was an entertaining second half with multiple goals from Yeasts. They should be proud of that performance. It's finished 9 to the Glebe Gorillas, who were 4th in the table. 3rd from bottom, Yeasts 5. They'll be looking at that first half of Podgy's punditry going, if we were better, a little bit better, we might have won that game, but it is the Glebe Gorillas who are victorious. 9-5 in their red shirts. Chris can't believe that he's let in 5. The goalkeeper just walking off the field now. Be interesting to what they have to say on their second half performance. They'll be able to watch this on Podgy's punditry in about 24 hours. This is Podge and my cameraman Vlad signing off.
people in attack between two of them, and we lost the ball. So
But that's the reason as well that we scored 7 goals in the first half, because we played that way.
Yeah, no, but in the second half, we just defended too deep.
fix that.
When we defended high, we got pressure, and we got the ball.